And we're moving on to a new art form.
Yes, we're moving on to a new art form. We have with us here percussionist, Mr. Antonio Flores. Good morning, Antonio.
Good morning, guys. Thank you for having me.
Of course, of course. So thank you. So we're just going to do a really short segment. We're going to talk about some Latin rhythms that people may know the sound, but they may not necessarily know the name of it and its origin. So let's start with the
the particulars. You know, so I want to be educated. Educate me.
All right, certainly.
So let's go.
We'll start with this instrument called the clave. All right, not to be confused with the Spanish word clavo, which is nail, or llave, which is key. Clave doesn't have a translation. If you look online, you'll see coded message, right? But clave, it doesn't have a translation. Musically, it's a root rhythm. Afro-Cuban. All right? This is one style of clave. The other style of clave is rumba. Okay? Within each rumba and son, I start off with the son, there's two directions, 3-2 and 2-3. All right? I can go into that if you want, if you have time. All right?
Let's go straight into the rhythm that we have.
Okay, fine. So we have merengue. This drum is the tambora from the Dominican Republic. All right? So again, the clave for all Latin music, basically, most of the time, 99% of the time is the... All right, so I'm going with merengue. 1, 2...
That's just a expanded
yes,
version
I played,
on what you just simply demonstrated
correct, yeah. So I started off with a typical merengue rhythm called alomaco. And then I went into a spicier flavored rhythm called pambiche, which is...
Much higher on the Scoville scale of heat.
There's something called derecho. Drum is moving.
That reminded me of Suavemente.
Yes.
Right. Nice. All right, cool. What else you have for us?
We could go across to Cuba across there.
Yeah, let's go.
Yeah. Cuba. All
right, go ahead. Can you play?
Right.
This is the visual, the interpretive dance, his part of it. I did mine. Yeah.
All right, so we have here the congas.
Right.
All right, tumbadoras or congas. Okay, quinto, conga. Let's go. Salsa. Salsa originated. The precursor to salsa is son, S-O-N, started in Cuba. Later on, like 60s, 70s, by the Cubans and the Puerto Ricans living in the United States, commercialized it to be salsa. So I'll start off. Clave, pa, 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 pa. Yeah. Let me get
the same, yeah.
Yeah. Yes, so that's...
For those who may not know salsa, people know this Mark Anthony song, Vivi Mi Vida.
Vivi Mi Vida, yes.
Right?
Yes,
so you really hear that.
Correct.
I mean, this might be bad of me to say, but that kind of sounds like when you get a movie and say they want a Latin rhythm because it's in Miami or something, a lot of times that's like the background beat. Like,
correct.
Built off of, right?
Correct.
Yeah.
Yes, because a lot of the Cubans that migrated to Miami, whether through, oppression or whatever else. Yes.
They would have brought this across.
Correct. All right.
I've never seen someone use one hand to basically what I would see most percussionists locally. They just do one drum and you're using two.
Yeah, yes.
Even on a single drum, you're using both sides like it's a separate drum.
Yeah, correct. Yes.
So where are we flying to next?
Where are you flying to next? We could stay in Cuba,
All right.
Yeah, because we're here and do the bolero.
Okay.
All right, a ballad type, slow type of version.
This one I think is a lot more common locally. You hear
correct.
Okay.
Correct. Like there's
is it Juan Luis Guerra?
Juan Luis Guerra does a lot of boleros. He's from the Dominican Republic. It's just merengue plus bachata.
Yes.
Bolero is actually the precursor to bachata.
Okay.
So bolero is like this. Like, Bésame mucho. Bésame.
Yeah.
Bésame mucho.
Como si fuera esta noche la última vez. Oh, that was a song.
Now, this also might be bad of me to say.
Yeah.
But, you know, like, I don't know if currently now, but back in the 90s, you would have these kind of generic tracks of whatever the format was in Windows, you know, with generic names. And I'm like, this is also reminding me of some of those that you would just kind of get, because I guess they would sample.
Right. Yes, yes. And they would have the popular music at the time. They would use those as the samples, correct? I think. So that is Bolero, basically.
Now, Final Destination.
Final Destination,
Not
Trinidad.
Not the movie, I'm so sorry, I just got that. Not the movie, but our Final Destination on our, you know, our trip. Where are we going?
Trinidad, coming back home.
Okay,
Coming
nice.
to Trinidad.
So yeah.
May I?
Sure.
Please, the longer one.
Okay.
Yeah, thank you.
All
right, so no problem. So, Parang music, Christmas time. Singing Aguinaldos, which is Christmas songs, Christmas carols, basically. All right, so it has roots in Venezuela. Anything here, of course, with anything Spanish heritage-wise came from somewhere, as Sean was saying before, right? So we're going to do the Parang rhythm, all right? Basically, there's something called a tambora. That's a tambora from the Dominican Republic. The other tambora is from Venezuela. Played a lot in gaita music, so there's tambora de gaita. I don't have it here, so I'm going to try to simulate the rhythm on the congas.
Have to be living under a rock every December to not know what that is if you're a Trimigonian.
Yeah. Wow. All right. Yes. Correct. This is a very popular song in Trinidad. Yeah, exactly. Yes.
Antonio,
yes.
I want to thank you.
Sure.
Thank you so much.
Sure, no problem.
Ladies and gentlemen, I mean, you've learned so much if you didn't know all of these things before, especially in our roots. I mean, I know personally for me, my family has roots in Venezuela, so these are things that I grew up hearing. So it's so great that we get to showcase this and educate the public. I'm definitely going to be cutting this clip. You're going to be on YouTube. I hope you're ready. Okay. All right? Thank you very much.
Venezuelan is not one of the things I'm mixed with. I just wanted to point out.
Okay. Clearly.
Yeah.
Thank you.
I'm mixed, but not that mixed.
Again, Mr. Antonio Flores, Latin percussionist, thank you very much.
Yes, and for bringing this all down and for getting us
such
great.
a treat. Thank you for having me. I appreciate it.
Of course, great. Right. Ladies and gentlemen, this is Breakthrough. We're going to come right back. Don't go anywhere.